Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode in our new Introducing the Wall series. My name is Ben Royle and today I'll be catching up with Werewolves defenceman, a prominent member of the Team GB coaching setup, Luke Browne. Luke, how are you?
Hello Benjamin, I'm fine. Are you?
Yeah, I'm right, thank you. It's cracking on.
Good.
So to start off this week, we're going to have sort of Soccer AM teammates little icebreaker. So you've just got to say, I'll give you a title. You've just got to say the first name that comes to mind.
Right.
All right. Who's always late?
Hayden Johnson, 100%.
Biggest moaner?
There's a few. Bobby Cole. Bobby Cole, definitely.
Most vain?
Bobby Cole.
Worst dressed?
Jordan Bartram.
Biggest hard man?
Myself.
Worst dancer?
Myself.
Coach?
Future.
Yeah.
Well, definitely Earthquake.
And then if you could pick one teammate to be Desert Island companion, who would you pick?
Oh my God, none of them. Jesus. I have to go with one of the boys and say Hayden. Although he would wind me up every day.
Yeah, I could imagine you two.
Yeah.
What's the best goal you've ever scored?
There's a lot to choose from. The best goal I've probably ever scored was Fantastic Fours of the year. For some reason, that couple of days, I was pretty good. Oh, me, I was big that day. I don't care what anyone says. I was better than Reece, that's for sure. He's a forward for GB, you know what I mean? I remember what team it was against. One of the Scottish teams where I just nicked it off one of the forwards, put it round, used my speed up the wing, and just rifled it top corner. You know what I mean? It's what I do best, you know what I mean? That's what the trademark hashtag 37 is all about, you know what I mean? Tried to walk away, but I was really excited about it.
While we're on that, what's the story behind you wearing number 37?
My uncle was the reason why I started playing hockey. It was one of the reasons why I didn't quit. Let's say that. So I was on to Sheffield one day. Was going to a Steelers away game, just me and my uncle, and he said to me, I was pretty new into the hockey at the time, and I don't know really, I might quit, you know. I was enjoying playing football, seniors, and I just thought that was what my focus was going to be. And he said to me, he was like, don't quit. Don't want to be known as a quit, you know. I think it's because, obviously, going back from, when you was that age back then, you asked Eden or anyone, like I said, we did get beat up. Not in a horrible way, but, you know, they made us into the people we were now, and I don't think I was enjoying it. And he said, don't quit. I was like, I can't even get my own stick. So next minute, I think it was a couple of weeks later, he came to me and says, I've got this off Sean McCaslin. And I was like, all right, that's pretty good. And then on the stick, it said 37. I was like, well, I said to Royle, it says 37 available. And he was like, yeah, so it's always stuck from then. I can't ever imagine myself having another number. Can you? You're 10 now, aren't you?
Yeah, I've wore 11 at ice before. Obviously I wear 20 for the club.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's 10 still taken.
Jordan 10.
One of the colours.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
I
don't
like
see myself in a number. I can't ever see myself wearing another number.
No, I couldn't imagine you wearing anything but that. It look weird.
It does, yeah. I think once we did it 3-on-3 outdoor tournament at the ice arena. Did you play that day?
No.
I wore the Timberwolves top, or it used to be the old Timberwolves jersey, and it had number 10 on it. And in the photos and stuff, it just didn't look right. Because I thought to myself, I'm not even a 10. And obviously, you got to go back to Liverpool roots. Martin Skill was 37 as well, so.
Can't speak so much.
I always think I'm an odd Slovakian man myself, so.
And then the best player you've played with or against?
I'll go with best player against first. I'd definitely go with Scott Ellard. Scott Ellard, for many reasons, obviously, he's probably been one of the main reasons for us losing so many finals over the years.
Yeah.
He's been brilliant with the GB setup. And yeah, 100%. And, been quite lucky, really, to play against some good players, like Christoph. So, yeah, it's definitely one of them two, definitely. The best player to play with, I can't choose one. I can't choose. I have actually been thinking about it, and I can't choose one. It would. If I was going to go for free, I've got to go for free. And people can say what they want. They're my best mates and everything, but I'd go number one, Aidan Johnson. Regardless of what he says, on his day, he's one of the best defencemen in the country. 100%. Bobby Cole, he's just a wizard. He's so fast. He looks good as well when he's running. And then Reece Ball. He's got brilliant hands, brilliant vision. Just needs to lose a bit off his bum.
So to start off with, how did you get involved with the Wolves?
I got started by Danny Robot. Danny Robot used to come down before me, obviously, and it was back when we did Sunday training. I got a phone call one afternoon. It might have been Sunday afternoons, the training was. And he just says to you, basically, you want to give this a go? And it sounds like a lot of running, football was always my sport. And I was a goalie back then, so I didn't really have to do any running at football. But I came down, gave it a go, and then, 14, 15 years maybe there? So, yeah.
So you touched on football there. What was your sporting history prior to joining the Wolves?
Just football, really. I wasn't really big into ice hockey growing up. I was quite late developer in ice hockey. So football, growing up, I played local in goal. I played for Vernon Colts for many years, and yeah, we were pretty good back then. We won quite a lot of trophies, and then I went to Arnold Town, a couple of other clubs, and then when I was 16, I joined the senior team. Trident. I think I was probably the youngest player in that league. I used to get beat up every week just because obviously playing against grown men, especially in goal, they used to proper shove me around and all sorts. So yeah. Apart from that, you know me, I love any sport.
Yeah.
Don't like playing any sport, but I love watching it, definitely.
Yeah. What's been the highlight of your Wolves career so far?
Winning nationals. The 2 times I won nationals. I think the first year more than the second year because I think that team that year we were so good, and we had so many variety of players. And myself, me, Hayden, we were up and coming. No one really knew about us, and then we stepped into the first team, and then bang, got that first nationals win, and it was pretty special. But I think as well, if you're going to go into the Wolves kind of like Vixens, that first trophy for Vixens, coaching that's up there, especially with the first nationals, because that was pretty special.
What's the funniest thing you've seen on a rink? I imagine you've got quite a few of these.
Hayden getting smashed up against the boards, whatever was a little crap was quite funny, but I'd probably have to go with, I think it was against Shaw in one of the tournaments at Queen's Road. Danny Roebuck threw 1-0 and he panicked and just hit it straight at the crossbar and went over. I think everyone on the rink at that time just dropped. Dropped to our knees, like, what has just happened? It was in the last 10 seconds as well.
I've actually never heard of that.
But honestly, with through 1-0, he's done it before as well. You know, Rob will tell you about the time when on a penalty shot he fell over, and we lost that game because of that. But going through 1-0 and then he hit the crossbar, that was pretty funny.
So in terms of the next few years with the Wolves, what are your main goals?
Not get injured. Just like keep bringing in the trophies, really. Seeing the first team as well, you know, I've been out of the game really I took last season out. You know, I didn't really come back into it this season, and obviously this pandemic and everything like that, it's probably put a little bit more pounds on myself as well. So probably just get fit, get working well with the first team again, and bring in the silverware.
Yeah. Like, obviously, I spoke to Mick about it as well, but the next nationals that we do hopefully win will be a special.
Oh, that I think just because we've lost so many finals and we've been there or thereabouts, you know, for the past few years, I think that will be number one in my eyes if we were to win it. And I think this year we look good. You know, obviously before the pandemic, tournaments. I thought we draw one game maybe.
Yeah,
but I think that was on our own back. You know,
yeah.
We drew that because we were stupid that game. Yeah, we were stupid that game. But apart from that, you know, we've played some really good games recently against tougher, you know, opposition. So
yeah,
I feel like it's coming. It's definitely coming in the next couple of years. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think especially with like, obviously, I actually made a mistake in the last interview. I excluded Aiden from being in the first team. And he had a little bone in him. So obviously Aiden's come up to the first team. Like me, Finn and Padge are all about the same age, and it's still like Haddon and Tom, Ben Clayton.
This is the thing that, you know, this is what's probably similar to the first nationals where, you know, the likes of yourself, Finn, you know, you two are quite experienced to say, you know, you're still quite young, but you know, you've got Aiden Cox coming in, you got a little Haddon Bolstridge working his way up, you know, that's what kind of made the team back then where no one really knew a lot about us, and we came in and we did our job. And where you lot now, it gives us that right mix from probably what we had back in 2012, 2013, maybe 2011, maybe.
So you've already touched on the Vixens, but how did you get involved in coaching?
By mistake, really. I think I went up to watch a Timberwolves game in Manchester once, and you know, the scoreline wasn't obviously great, but at the end of the periods, I just thought I'd give it an open hand and just, you know, words of encouragement, and that's really it. Tried to give a bit of advice on what I'd probably do out there, and then from then, you know, and then I got involved in the Timberwolves quite a lot, coaching sometimes when I could be bothered, Hyenas, and trying to coach our boys, you know, the Werewolves and stuff like that. But then the Vixens came along, and then that was it, really. Coaching really took off from there. Obviously, GB under-18s assistant coach in Canada. Went away with a Lions trip. You know, it's all built up, really, to obviously GB women's and now GB 18s again.
Did you ever coach with the Huskies? Because the first thing I remember...
I did originally.
You told me before a game that I could have a cookie if I scored. And I was like, 12. Is it maybe got a lot of photo from where I'm by your shoulder?
It's quite funny though, because I was thinking about this the other week. Not about you as a kid, but I can remember we used to go around schools and stuff, and I was trying to get people to play. Yeah, and we went to Arnold Hill one day, and obviously I'm an Arnold Hill boy, and I was really excited to go to it. And there was this one annoying kid who wouldn't leave me alone the whole time we was there. And he kept like, oh, I play ice hockey. Oh, I do this, I do that. And I thought, you know what? If this kid never comes to hockey again, like, don't get involved, I'll be really happy. Well, Finley Haywood, you know, he's like a G player, so.
Well, still as annoying as ever.
Yeah. With his Welsh accent.
Yeah. Do you think your experience coaching's changed the way you play, or like how you see the game, or?
Yeah and no. I probably take into the coaching role as I do a player. You know, I try and, when I'm playing, I'm not a dangler, or I'm not, I can't run up and down, or I just try and do my job. I'm a stay-at-home team. I still offload to better players. I've been quite lucky to play with better players, so why would I try and do all that work if I didn't have to? So it's different really. Like different teams and different setups. I try and just go for the basics, get the basics right, and then you can go into more advanced stage. That's one thing that worked really well with the Vixens. We didn't try and complicate anything throughout the 2-3 years that I was there, and gradually we took that step up, and we're now fighting for trophies every tournament. And I always try and base that on what would I do when I'm on the rink. You know what I mean? I'm kind of an old school kind of coach, if you want to look at it like that. People might say I'm quite horrible. But you know what? When I was growing up, especially like when I first started playing hockey, we got beat on. People like Stu Wilson used to come to hockey on a Tuesday night, and we didn't play offsides there, so he stuck himself in front of that net for like an hour, and I had to try and shift him every week. And so I try and take that experience from when I was growing up to try into my coaching now. I'm not great with systems. I'm not the best with drills or anything like that. That's probably what works really well with Ali at GB. I see myself as a really good one-to-one coach, but probably not the best, on systems or anything like that. That's where Ali's probably superior to me in a way.
Yeah. You worked with Ali last year in the Ladies' Championships, and you're working with him next year at the under-18s. How's the pandemic and the tournament being delayed changed the approach for the World Championships?
It's not changed a lot, really. Just, we've got an extra year to build on the team. Obviously, the team's been announced. There's a couple of roster spaces open where we are still looking, where someone can still come in and fill that spot. But I personally think it'll help us more. We'll grow more as a team. That core of that under-18s, they've been together for years now. They've played against each other. They've played with each other. They're starting to know each other's game really well. And I think given that another year, hopefully then we can move forward and then try and get a win.
Yeah, obviously getting a return back to training is important, but people have already got that bit of experience.
Yeah, they are an experienced bunch. Say they are the under-18s. I know you've got the likes of yourself in that team as well, but they've played together for so long. They've played ice hockey, played ball hockey. They're not newcomers to the game. So I'm really, really excited about this core of the team. Probably more than I have been with any other team, just because I know what this team is probably capable of, and it's just exciting thinking that you might go to 2021 and we're going to go and get that win.
Yeah. No,
I hope so anyway. I get a sack if not.
So what do you think you've learned from your previous experiences at the World Championships? Like, is there anything with Canada the first one? What would you change? Obviously,
I'm still young to coaching. I'm still an experienced coach. Where I've had good people around me like Stu, Ali himself, and other people where I can try and ask about the game and try and develop my kind of way of coaching. All I can say about past tournaments is that it's just an experience. It's the best experience I've ever had. Newfoundland in Canada was just unreal. It's my first, since the juniors, it was probably my first experience of international hockey. And then going to Kasichi last year, you learn so much about yourself as well as the game. You're going to have hiccups on the way where you probably could have done stuff better, but everything, like I say, I'm an experienced coach and I'm still willing to learn. I'm not going to say I'm the best coach, but I want to be. So from them tournaments, all I can say really is that every game I learned off the girls or the lads, and I just learned from watching more and more hockey out there.
No, that's brilliant. So as lockdown starts to ease, hockey starts to come back, what are you most excited by? Other than Liverpool already winning?
I didn't know they won the league.
I've started off really badly. I've had you and Mick, Liverpool fans.
Yeah. And just look, do you know what? I'm a moaner, and I wouldn't say I'm the biggest, like, with commitment to hockey and training and everything, but I'm looking forward to getting back. I think the first couple of weeks will suit me better because everyone might have slowed down a little bit. But I'm looking forward to getting back out there and playing, whether it's training, whether it's coaching or tournaments or whatever. I'm looking forward to being around the boys again, in the change rooms, just having a bit of banter with the boys. So that's probably the highlight, what one more looking forward to the most.
No, I agree as well. Obviously, I go through periods at uni where I'm not playing, but this length of time is longer than I've ever not played for, I think. So
you know what, mate? And I think this is what makes this club, probably so much special than any other club. The past 18 months it's been really challenging for me. It's probably been no secret that I've struggled along the way. Obviously, taking that year out last year because of obviously off-court reasons and stuff like that. It's changed me as a person, and this club is so special in a way that it's probably not a club or a team. We're one massive family. We are one massive family. As much as I probably tell someone I hate them one week, but next week I love you again. But it's just I don't know. It's different. It's special. Just to be around everyone once again, it'll be a different class.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
I just feel like, anyone you speak to, you might not get on with them well, or you might not, talk to them as much. But when you're struggling, when you're at the bottom, people, all around the club, they've helped me try and pick myself back up. And you get random text messages off people just to see if you're all right or if you fancy a beer. And obviously that's why this club's probably, better than anyone in the country in my eyes. So obviously I'm going to be a bit...
Yeah, we're both a bit biased, but I do agree.
It's probably not the best to say on a Wolves team kind of thing, but
no,
but yeah,
I don't think it's any better.
Yeah, I've not even worked on that either. That was off the cuff.
That's all the questions I've got. We did get a few on social media as I just opened my phone.
Oh dear.
I'll only ask the more sensible ones. Matt Rag.
Can you name and shame people as well?
Alistair Howie has asked, would you rather have the legs of a chicken or the head of a fly?
The legs of a chicken?
Or the head of a fly?
I think my thighs are massive, so I'd probably go with legs of a chicken just to try and slim myself down a little bit.
And then Steve Ward has asked, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or a flock of duck-sized horses?
I reckon I could take a duck. A
horse-sized duck?
Yeah, mate. I reckon I could get it. It's not got big arms, has it?
That's very true. That's very true. Matt Rag has asked, what's your favourite ring on the hob? And why is it bottom left?
It is the bottom left though, isn't it? It is the bottom left. It's the biggest.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the one on the left.
Yeah. And Hayden Johnson's asked, if you had to choose one bar to go to for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I don't drink. I don't drink. No.
Never
probably like a smoothie bar or something. No, I'm changed man nowadays. I don't drink. So I'd have to go with like a smoothie bar or something like that.
Very sensible. Great example of kids you're coaching. Especially being
I don't think any of them will believe it either. Oh dear.
So that's all we've got for this week's interview. Thank you, Luke, for joining us. Thank you to everyone who's submitted questions. Not all of them did get asked, but some were completely suitable. continue to enjoy Liverpool winning the league, Luke.
Yeah, man. Up the Reds.